Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 643. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinside.
Ahoy.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Hey.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers. Back to the Gamecast 643. We are live streaming on Twitch Tuesday nights. Join us live, watch our show, leave some comments, leave some questions. We will answer them on air. And then if you don't see the live broadcast, we are on YouTube the following day. So be sure to subscribe to both channels so you get notified of when we get the latest and greatest episodes. But other than that, we had a spoiler cast last week, Super Mario Brothers.
The movie.
On the movie cast, the movie one. But it's a crossover thing because it's a gaming thing too, guys. So thought I'd mention it on here. Tony and I broke down that movie. If you didn't see it last week, so you couldn't listen to the episode, listen to it now. We gave you our thoughts. Corey gave us thoughts on this. Yeah, it's on YouTube. And Corey gave us his thoughts on this movie cast episode too, because he just saw that too. So, all right, it's the hottest movie in the world right now. I would say so, worldwide. So, anyways, guys, this is the Gamecast. What we've been up to. I will kick it off. More Hogwarts Legacy for me. The game is fantastic game, incredibly built. I told my stepdaughter that I need to go on without her and play this game because with the small bits that I'm able to play it, it's been like I can't. I'm not going to finish it. So I told her, I'm like, listen, I will happily go back into this game with you. I have to finish this. You can come in and watch and play whenever you want. It's cool, but I'm going to keep playing this. And then because I got to get done. I got Zelda coming out. I got to play that game. It's got to happen. So, but we both sat down over the weekend and played more of this. And the combat's gotten too hard for her. It actually gets pretty tricky when you're doing combos and you're getting swarmed by a lot of things at the same time. So I did the all-time blunder. The classic RPG blunder. Because we took a little bit of a break from the game, came back to the game, and went on the mission, I forgot to stock up on potions. So I'm
There's no healing spell?
No, not that I've learned. I don't think I've learned or anything. Like there is, but it's minor. So I've been fighting. Like I'm at a boss right now where I've it's not been pretty. I'm not going back. So I'm gonna
save yourself. Like, did you get locked out?
I'm not going back. I'm going to beat this boss without getting touched. I'm gonna have to Elden Lord.
I'm gonna have to Elden Lord up.
I know what I have to do. I didn't do it, but I put the controller down. That's when I told Arya, I'm like, I'm gonna have to just take on this game. And that's what I told her. I'm like, I gotta do this. The Elden Lord's gonna have to come out.
Put on the big boy pants.
The parries, the blocks, the dodges. Yeah. Anyways, but that's really it for me, game wise. So like I said, looking forward to Zelda. Can't wait. We have a little bit of news on that today. But anyways, Mike, what have you been playing?
You may have noticed on Discord, I beat Aztec in GoldenEye, and ironically, this is on the Game Pass version. Ironically, that was the first level that I beat under the cutoff time to get cheats unlocked. Only because I died so many times that I learned like the optimal way to do the level to finally do it correctly in the end. But that's a fun level. I mean, the cutoff time is 9 minutes. It's involved. That's a fast run in that level. So now I went back and started over again on Double O Agent to try to unlock the Egyptian one. And I'm all the way up to statue on that. It's really not too different than Secret Agent, Double O Agent so far. But there's less body armor, and they threw a whole shit ton of more guys at me, actually, on the second surface. This is my least favorite level in this game after playing through it again, because there's just infinitely spawning guys that like automatically know where you are while you're wandering out there. I don't particularly appreciate that mechanic. But otherwise, yeah, rediscovering this game that I loved. It's been fun. And also, I played a little bit, not too much, of the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog on my laptop.
Not too much.
I played a little bit of it. It seems kind of funny. It's okay for free, I would guess.
Can't beat free.
No.
I definitely see like the weird Sonic fans who get like weird about,
Aren't all
them
Sonic
dressing
fans
up and and talking
Hey.
and
Huh?
no, I'm talking about the weird ones who get like, ooh, I want to dress up like Sonic, like that type of
Furries?
weird.
Are you talking
Are
about?
you saying
Well,
furries?
I might be
Damn.
intimating something along those lines, but they're just because they go and they're all role playing as like other characters in this like train car, so they all have put on fake accents and you're this like
it's a party, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's a murder
yeah,
mystery
yeah.
Like a
party.
murder mystery party, a
Yes.
dinner party.
Everybody
And
does.
you're a different character who God, they stopped me from saying all the like swear words I wanted to name this character, but I still his character I named him Little F Boy anyway, and that one went through. So because he looks like that, so it fits.
But not a weird Sonic thing. It's just a weird thing.
So it's a weird but it'll be fun to see. But I wasn't that drawn in, so I haven't played it
Got it.
in a little while. But I'll get through it eventually.
I gotta give that a try. I'm actually, you're talking about. I'm powering up my Steam Deck right now to.
There you go.
Yeah, I've been forgetting to install. Just to take a look at that real quick, so I'm gonna get that on there. So while we're doing this, anyways, Tony, what have you been playing?
So beat a Resident Evil 4 remake.
Nice.
Fantastic, start to finish. Game was a goat, is a goat, will always be a goat. I mean,
Forever.
Like, I mean, in my opinion, it was one of those things where the original, like, you could still play the original. It's still pretty playable. There's just
Did
some.
they change the controls? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
they modernized things.
They modernized controls. Yeah. I mean, the big shift with RE4 was the pulling the camera back and to the side, which is what inspired like pretty much every other game from them. Gears of War,
Right.
Immediately after, and then continuing on with Last of Us. And I'm sure one of the Uncharted probably.
I mean, taking that approach significantly changed the gameplay too. It's made it much more action.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the thing is, like, before in the original game, if you wanted to switch weapons, at least to my memory, I don't 100%, but you had to like go into your pause menu and select a different weapon. This one, it uses like the D-pad where you press up and switch weapon. Yeah, exactly, and stuff like that. But yeah, there were some slight changes to the last quarter of the game, I want to say, just with some sequencing, and one of the characters has a bigger role and stuff like that. Nothing bad, just it's one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, like do you want a 1-to-1 retread all the time? Probably not. So this is just enough to like give them some foundation for I guess world building, because I mean it's interesting now to see what they're going to do, because I guess they might move on to RE5. I don't know. I mean, RE5 really isn't beloved like 1 through 4 were. So maybe
Code Veronica.
Veronica, right? My brother is like dying for Code Veronica, and that one is in desperate need of a remake, because that one really just.
If they do this, we may get a closure finally for Corey to finally.
No, you just talked about it. You save lock yourself and.
No. I mean, I did too. That's how I did it. I remember being at the last boss, but not having enough like ammo to kill the last boss. It was just like
Corey's there. I mean, that's where Corey was. He was in an infinite. You were in a bug. Was it a bug for you, Corey? I can't remember.
No, it was in a spot where it saved it and then as you load in, I'm getting hit and I die, so you can't do anything. So then it resaves you and loads you into that same sequence, basically.
He's never finished the game because of that problem. He was
because I thought the save rooms were all safe.
No, it wasn't. I don't, not for me. Like I was in this position, and I don't even know if it was the last boss. It was just like on a back of a plane or something, or a cargo spot or something. If I remember correctly. But like, I don't even. Yeah, so I had to go back, and I was like, I'm not going back. I refuse. I didn't do it. But it was a Dreamcast too, so it was wonky.
Yeah, so that's the thing is like then the other thought is like, oh well, maybe they remake 0 and 1, because both those games used pretty much the same location. Kind of like 2 and 3 share the police department and stuff like that. So there's that. And obviously 7 and 8 are too new. They they don't need Last of Us style remasters yet. So yeah, that was good. Probably gonna try some of the challenges, because one of the beauty beautiful things about this game is like it really encourages you to continue to play the game with unlockables. The achievement challenges will unlock specific like costumes and you know different weapons. There's the professional mode, which I'm watching my brother play now because I was mostly playing for him and streaming, and he was laughing whenever I got to a hard part, and now it's the other way around. So I'm laughing at him getting destroyed in all these hard sequences where I gave him the answer, but now it's hard mode, so it's whatever.
Yeah, saying like the multiplayer remakes, like is he talking about like Raccoon City stuff? Like,
so I was asking like, what do you mean, Churro? Like multiplayer? And Churro, thanks for joining us by the way.
Oh well, so RE5 is multiplayer. You can play that whole game.
Yeah, that's right. I remember seeing that. That's right. I never played. I only watched RE5 get played, and it was only very little bit. I just remember zombies in a fenced-in like South American-looking town. So that's all I remember from that game.
Yep.
So that was co-op.
Yep, you can play the entire game co-op. I think 6 is as well. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, and then interestingly enough, another remaster I get to play next.
Whoa, there it is.
Metroid Prime, for those of you who aren't watching. So interested to see that. But also, courtesy of GameStop having a really good sale, I have another game to play, which is Octopath Traveler 2.
Was it the buy one, get one? That was part of the buy one, get one, right?
Yep, buy one, get one. So,
nice.
I'm going to be busy until Zelda, so...
Oh, yeah. Octopath, you'll never finish before Zelda.
I don't think I will, but we'll see.
The game's like 80 hours, I think, or something. It's insane.
So I actually check these days how long to beat, because like that's why I gave up on Wolong, because they're like I was like I'm about halfway. I don't really want to play another half of this game. Like if it was like 3/4, I would have just like done it. But I was like I'm only halfway. I'm good. I got enough. But
how far am I with the first Lu Bu?
Halfway.
That's halfway.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I stopped. I was just like, nah. So, Octopath, I think people were saying on how long to beat was about 60, so we'll see.
Okay. All right. We will see. Corey?
Yeah. No, I'm still just a little bit of Xenoblade. Didn't do much at all, actually. I only played for like half an hour.
Because you saw like 4 movies this weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you listen to watch the movie cast, you know I spent most of my time there.
Any of the big name movies, he saw it this week. So there you go. Yep, cool. All right, let's get into some news. Let's kick it off with Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom trailer last week. There was a 3 minute and 20 seconds trailer.
Final trailer? Is that?
So I think I made the statement. I think I made the statement on this podcast a while back that I had seen the premiere of the game, and then since then I've actually just not. I was in. I'm in. Like I don't need to see any more.
Yeah.
I'm in. But for some reason I was like, I've got to check this out, and I think I mentioned it when they did the playing of the fusion of the items.
Yeah.
I didn't really even check that out. I was like, I wasn't like, I'm good, I'm ready to go. But I was like, you know what? It's a trailer. I'm gonna watch it, and like I watched that trailer. I'm like, oh my god, I cannot wait! I cannot fucking wait for this game. Holy shit! Like I just can't wait. I'm so excited for this game.
Yeah.
It looks so good, and Ganon.
Yeah. Ganon Daddy. Making the rounds on social media. Lots of fan art and, that kind of thing. So we'll see a lot of that. I think you're getting your dungeons, buddy. I know.
From that. That's why I'm really happy I watched that trailer, because everything I saw from that looks like a lot of dungeon areas, at least in enclosed spaces with puzzles. And to me, that's like a dungeon, right? I mean, that's what that is. So, it's just like, like I said, the only drawback from the first game was there just wasn't enough of those, and I'm really hoping we get that in this. Like, double the amount would be perfect. So,
yeah. I mean, the other thing too is, I probably watched that trailer 10 times now, an embarrassing amount of times. Which I wanted to. I didn't want to watch it anymore. I was just like
a little breakdown video.
I was like down, but like I knew if I didn't watch it, I would just get spoiled somehow, either social media or whatever and stuff like that. So I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna watch it and stuff like that. But the other disappointing thing is, looks like Link has party members this time at certain points in the game, because you partner with the champions.
Definitely. There's no way that you're not there in those trailers. So, what's funny was, because I had avoided the news really prior to this, I was watching this. I'm like, did I miss something? Was this already like known? Did you guys know this was happening? Because I didn't
What part?
realize party system. Oh,
No,
it's not really-
that was absolutely new. I mean,
Okay.
we didn't know that.
I'm shocked they're kind of revealing it via a trailer like that. You know what I mean? I guess we don't know what the circumstances are of it, so we'll have to see. But
Speculate.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm actually thinking the Ganon thing though. I think it was a red herring. This is my bold prediction here. I don't think Ganondorf is actually the villain in this one.
okay. Is he a party member?
I think he might be.
Ooh.
I think he might be actually, and they're
Bold prediction.
subverting
Is that
expectations.
Not a villain or live long enough to see yourself become a hero.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole thing is if you played Skyward Sword, you know that there's actually a reason why it's always Ganon coming back and stuff like that. So I think.
That's what I loved about Skyward Sword. Like, you can say what you want about that game, but the story was so good at being the original.
Yeah, the first story
Yeah.
of the whole thing. So
Yeah.
You see that a lot. I mean, that's like you have like the first movie, the villain, like, and then the second movie, there's a bigger bad that the two, and protagonists and antagonists have to team up against in the next one. So it could happen here.
Just you know what it is I can see your idea, because like if you go by just like the stylized artwork they gave him, like I'm like that's a lot of detail to put on. Like obviously a villain, you want to have a cool thing, but like that's a little different. You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying here. Interesting. That's cool. We'll see if that works out.
yeah.
So, right, good trailer. Let's move on. Redfall. Let's move into Redfall.
From the good to the bad.
Yeah, Redfall has, for all time, anything you've seen about this game, which looks fine. I'm not super excited for this game, but whatever. People are. 60 frames per second, always shown this way. Always. Apparently, it will not be launching on Xbox consoles in 60 frames because for some reason they decided to do quality mode only, 4K 30 frames.
Is that quality mode? Like what?
I don't know.
That's not quality mode. That's like resolution.
That's visual.
It's like
Visual mode, yeah.
Yeah, visual mode. It's
The quality of the picture,
yeah.
which is really bizarre because up until this point, all the marketing for the game has been in the 60
frames.
60 frames.
Yeah. But
And
have we even seen it at 30? Has anybody shown it at 30?
I don't think so.
They mentioned it, but they didn't show it.
No,
Yeah.
no. So to me, I don't know. This is just another mark on the Microsoft legacy for this generation, where it's just like what is going like has one game launched from Microsoft without an issue this generation?
I don't think so. And the longer they take to come out with games, like you're like, okay, maybe they're fixing this. Then
No, it's not.
It's just all it is a longer delay and continued disappointment. That's all it is. So, I don't know.
And the thing is, the game's not even in my opinion, it's not really a good like looker. Like in terms of like, it's not like a Horizon. It's not like a God of War or anything like that. It's
That's
just
why the choice of a 4K 30 frames. Why are you even working on that? Just give us 60 frames, whatever it can run at, and go.
yeah.
Like this,
Especially because it's a multiplayer. It's a first-person shooter multiplayer oriented. So like, why are you focusing on like something? Why are you treating it like a single-player like third-person game? Because like action game, like third-person games, yeah, sure, you can get away 30 frames per second. It's more about immersion and stuff like that. But in first-person shooter like that plays drastically different from 60 to 30. Like it's just
and like you said, it's not a game where you're trying to show off the assets that you've
Right.
created.
no, like you said, it's a multiplayer game. You're running around quickly. You're not taking in the scenery. You're just not. So, all right, it's a bad decision. It's a bad look. I don't think anybody said this was good news. And when is that
If it
coming
was
out?
the other way around, it would have been fantastic news. Like,
Yeah.
if they
It's coming
said,
soon.
"All right, we're locking this at 60, and your graphics are going to be shit, but it's going to be visually appealing enough where we want the gameplay to be better." Like if it was the reverse,
Yeah, if they said 4K 30 frames quality mode, whatever they want to call it, coming later, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
The other thing is the last deep dive we had on that was somebody at IGN playing it.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it myself, but I've just seen the discourse around it on like Reddit and Twitter and stuff like that. But apparently whoever was playing for IGN just did not know anything about the game or how to play or whatever. Because it just made the game look bad. It was just like, are the powers even doing it? We don't know. Like, it was just an embarrassment. But they were the only outlet to have footage. So it's like, what is going on with the
They do,
marketing?
like a first,
right?
Whatever, they have like that.
Yeah, the first look, but it's just like what? Like you would think the marketing team would be like,
like, let's play this a little bit, and then like you go live with it.
yeah. So, and I mean, it was recorded too, so it's like you knew how bad this is gonna look. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, and it's coming out first week in May, I think. Which
I think early May. Yeah.
It's early May.
It's got time. It's got time to be the. Did
also
it go
releasing.
gold? I don't know.
It's releasing in a bad window. It really is, but so. All right.
It would be free for most people who have an Xbox.
Who cares?
One game's window has now extended into 2024. Suicide Squad officially Kill the Justice League is now February 2nd. Why did they even put it? Why even just do this? Just say delayed till 2024. Like why give me a February 2nd 2024 date? Just say early 2024.
Because people would have said the same thing if they just gave a 2024. Like, well, give us a date then. Like, tell us when it's gonna happen.
I think it's a.
I can't even care about this anymore. I really can't.
I understand. I understand what you're saying. I'm reporting the news.
No, I get it.
Basically.
Well, it's not Suicide Kill the Justice League anymore, right? It's what was that joke they saw on the meme? It's like it's not Kill the Justice League, it's Kill Suicide Squad now.
Kill Rocksteady now. Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing, right, Mike? How the mighty have fallen.
I mean, it's their own fucking choices.
But like I said in the Discord, it's flabbergasting. In the time between Arkham Knight and when this game releases, Zelda released two Zelda games.
Give me that.
Sony 2 Horizon games. Okay. 2 God of War games. Last of Us was remade twice.
Got a TV show.
And a TV show. And a TV show. 2 Spider-Man moves. Yep, Spider-Man will have 2 moves.
2
games. What else did I say? It's just embarrassing, really. Like,
well, I mean, they said Arkham Knight was the end of the trilogy. I guess they weren't lying. It's the end of the franchise, pretty much.
End of your studio. Like, if you don't, this game doesn't. How do they survive if they don't make any money off of this game?
They won't. And we know that. Was it Montreal? Montreal. Mm-hmm. They got gutted after
Yeah. Here's your official stat: 2 Zelda games, 2 God of Wars, 2 From Software games, 2 Horizon games, 2 Last of Us remake remasters, 2 new Resident Evil games plus 3 remakes.
Yes.
And 2 Star Wars Jedi games will have released.
It's just, again, like I've said before, I'm sure they've traded which IP went to who between the 2 studios. I think more than one stuff we know has gotten canceled that they started, and and then they wanted to go this live service route, and everyone hates it. And the only thing that they might change that way in these 9-month delay is they might get rid of Always Online. That's the only thing that I feel like is reasonably in play.
Yeah, and for those wondering, the report was that this is only to polish the game, not to make any drastic changes.
Which means they would have been, no matter what the reaction to that disastrous reveal would have been, this delay might have happened anyway. If you believe that that's the reason why they're delaying it completely. I'm not so sure, but...
I mean, the thing is, and just to tie it in with that last Microsoft news with Redfall, and we could probably have a topic on this in the near future, but
sure.
To me, the whole Redfall thing stings even more because it just feels like Microsoft is using the Game Pass and the digital, I guess, advantages of distribution as like a shove it out the door and we fix it later kind of thing.
I mean, that's the cyberpunk.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. It's a cyberpunk thing too. But, with Halo Infinite where it launched and it's like, guys, we're launching the multiplayer first and you get the single player a month later. Okay, I get it. That's fine. That's a month or whatever like that.
They didn't give a date for this 60 frames either.
Right, they didn't give a date, and it's just pathetic how then they promise all these things. Yeah, you're gonna get your local couch co-op. It's just down the road, and then quietly in a blog update. Well, we're not doing this anymore.
What if 60 frames can happen? What if they can't?
Right, what if they can't? Yeah, so you're promising this stuff, but with Suicide Squad, I think it was the same thing. I think they were going to be like, just fucking ship this game. And you will fix it in updates. And then that reveal, the state of play was so bad. And I'm pretty sure I posted the picture of like somebody went through like all these videos and just showed the drastic ratio of likes to dislikes. I think that was the last straw. They're like, you got to delay this. You have to, absolutely have to delay it.
I mean, just to get it out of the 9-month delay is more, if they're not going to change anything, it's more about getting out of the news and quietly launching in February. Essentially, is what they're trying to do now.
Well, yeah,
Just
I mean,
get it out of the limelight for this pay as a service. It's not leaving the games, so
Right.
it's going to still be there when it launches. But if you move it down 9 months, people might forget about it because it's society, and they're going to just forget about it. They're hoping. That's what.
well, yeah, I mean, it's just bizarre because, like, I mean, they picked this fucking release date too. We didn't know about it for a long time until that state of play. I think I could be wrong,
Yeah,
but
that was it. No,
they picked May, and it's like, okay, so you're launching a week ahead of Zelda, the sequel to Breath of the Wild, and then June? It's gonna get better with Street Fighter 6 and Final Fantasy 16. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, WB? What are you doing?
Jedi Survivor is gonna...
The Jedi Survivor and Resident Evil 4 remake. Like, why did you pick this window?
Yeah. So Final Fantasy 16 had the play, right? They just had that, right?
They just had their own. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I missed
Same
that.
day as
How'd that
the.
look?
Good. I mean,
I'm super hyped for it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the
I'm
thing.
at the point. I'm not like as hyped as you guys are for Zelda, but like it's at the point where I don't need it to see anymore. I know I'm really excited for it.
15 was
The first reveal of it was enough for me.
15 was so positive and so fun for this entire podcast. We were like playing that game, and then that last third, everybody was like crash and burn. It reminded me so much of Metal Gear Solid.
It was. It really was.
Was it 5? Yeah, whatever. That was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just reminded me so much of that. I'm like, please, 16, just finish the run, finish the game.
I mean, 7. They did a good job of doing it for 7. So.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But again, it was only a quarter of the game.
It's like,
not even half.
It's not even half.
No, not even.
Is it an eighth of the game? I don't even know.
It's a quarter.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's see what else we had here. What were we going into? We had Justice League. We had that. Okay. Oh, we have the last bit of news is Sega. Sega is purchased. Is it done?
It is done. I think it's came in under like I think 800 million or something, 775 million. You guys can. I can't look it up. So
it was. I didn't look it up either, unfortunately. But it was. It was 800 million. I remember because it might be 7. Because I remember somebody complaining about it on Twitter. So Angry Bird Studio bought by Sega, and I mean I don't blame them. It gets them an IP. It gets them using. I mean I don't know about the money thing. That's where I was like, where did
$775 million.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you ever make your fucking money back, Liz. I don't. I mean,
where's Angry Birds going now? Like,
it's
how did
shit.
cause
It's
that?
dead.
Well, they
Nobody
have a
cares
lot
about it.
of stuff that's outside of gaming.
Really?
Merchandising.
Yeah, there's movies, toys. There's a lot of TV shows. So, I think
And
they're
also,
behind
it's
the IP for that. I don't think they're making games necessarily to make money off of it. Except the movies and all that other stuff is. I don't know how much that's making, but
Yeah.
there's a lot out there that's more than just. They have like a golf course in the American Dream Mall. So.
Oh, I mean, I didn't know that.
I mean, they're paying
golf.
a 20% premium over its share price, which
That's
to me is like, okay, Sega. Like, how do you even have this money to throw around?
Yeah,
How do you have this money to throw around?
Persona, man. Persona gave it all to them.
Persona Pachinko, maybe.
Yeah, but also why? Like, for Angry Birds, like, there's no hot name here. Like, what are you reaching?
Angry
for?
Birds is still pretty popular with the young folk.
Is it?
I thought it's
Based
the
on
old
what
folk.
data?
I think it's the old
The
folk.
kid- I
who
mean,
like
it's,
that.
like I said,
Where's
it's
it on
like
the App
the
Store? Where's it on the
cartoons
App
and
Store?
the shows and the stuff that's outside of the gaming.
There's like a bunch of stuffed animals and shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, plushies. And,
No, I know there exists
Toys.
merchandise.
I think they just might use the people too to just make some other garbage mobile stuff.
They probably will, but it's just.
And who
This is
knows,
almost
maybe-
$1 billion. Like, do you know how many fucking Yakuza games is good fun? Do you know how many Sonic games is good fun? Like, I doubt they've spent that much on Sega or on Sonic in
I think they're
total.
looking to just get that mobile money.
That was the argument. Like,
what
the
they're
argument
doing.
is like, why didn't they just spend this money on their own IPs and make some good games out of that? And that's the argument you get. So I don't know what they see. They have to see some sort of data that tells them this thing is a hot commodity and they need to grab it. I don't even know.
It's baffling to me. I don't think it plays out in a good way. Because, I mean, the thing is, like, to me, I know they have a
Maybe
bunch
they're
of other
buying them
games.
for some tech that they have. Maybe they're buying them for some user data that they have. You know, you never know. Like there's other things that other than just maybe just because we hear it's the Angry Birds studio, so we just think Angry Birds. But like you know, so they may have something that Sega is looking for.
No, they might, but I mean, if it was, like, why you'd think the company itself would be in a better position than it has. I mean, don't forget that.
They just sold their company for $800 million.
I mean, I'm taking that money anyways. I don't care how good you're doing. You're taking that money.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, at one point, they were like, Angry Birds is going to be the next Mario. Like, that's what their comparison was their IP would be comparable to the Mario game, Mario series. And it's like, well okay, you had Angry Birds 2.
I mean, how they compare, because everybody knows what Angry Birds is. So is that what they're comparing? Like, people know Angry Birds. You hear Angry Birds, like, oh yeah, the Angry Birds, I know that pig thing.
Yeah, but they've launched okay, we're doing it live. I'm going on the fucking App Store.
I'm flipping through it right now, actually, trying to find it on the rankings.
Yeah.
So that's while we're chatting about it, I've been trying to flip through, and I'm like, I'm not seeing it at all.
They did collaborations with Transformers.
Everybody's in a collaboration with Transformers,
though. But they've done that too. So I'm not saying it's not going to lose Sega money. I'm just I'm just saying reasons why you buy a company than just one single thing. The company's known for.
I understand. I'm just saying, like, I think they're a one-hit wonder, and that's
fine.
You know,
if that one-hit wonder is making you $800 million.
I don't think it will, though. I mean, look. Okay, how many Angry Birds games do you think they have?
Candy Crush.
How many Angry Birds games do you think they have?
Probably 3.
Okay, I'm on the App Store. Angry Birds 2. All right, top of the listing. Angry Birds Friends, which is classified as a PvP battle game and action saga. Angry Birds Transformers. Angry Birds Journey, which is fling birds, solve puzzles. So, you have Bad Piggies, which I guess is a spin-off.
Do you have the rankings? Do you have the rankings on these?
No.
I mean, what does that?
Do you know?
Do
you know where Angry Birds 2 appears on the App Store?
No.
Like in the top free apps, top free games on the App Store. Do you know where it is in the rankings? No. Where would you guess?
I mean, I would say top 200.
Okay, yeah, that's a give me. That's easy. It's.
What do you mean it's a gimme? There's like billions of apps on the App Store.
It's 57. 57.
Okay, that's much higher than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like 150.
How many apps have 800 million?
Again, you're not buying it just for that though, Jim. I'm just saying. And if you're on the App Store, which is the biggest mobile app store, and you're in 50s in the free games, But that's
just downloads. No, where's the revenue? That's what counts.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you get those downloads, if you're in the 50s, you're probably making some money. You're getting whales.
Okay.
I mean, you're making enough money where you can spend. You can sell your company for $800 million.
I'm just saying that the game's hype is not where it used to be at 57. It was in the top 10.
Like, again, like, it's just that game. Like, we're talking about Angry Birds. You're talking about the
Angry Birds game
store stuff.
I know.
Hold on. All right. I wasn't done. So we have
50s.
Sorry, go on.
We have Red's First Flight, which.
So there's way more games on there than I thought there were. So.
And there's Angry Birds Dream Blast, which looks like a.
They made a game other than Angry Birds IPs. Is that all just Angry Bird?
I don't know. I'll look. But there's Angry Birds Evolution, which is an epic collect and battle RPG. And there's Angry Birds Pop, which apparently is different than Angry Birds Dream Blast, but it's classified as a bubble shooter puzzle game. There's Angry Birds AR, and Angry Birds Blast, Angry Birds Reloaded.
Oh, we can start like walking around and collecting birds.
Yeah,
in the trees.
Angry Birds Match 3.
Angry Birds Dating Simulator.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
What's next?
Not yet.
So, I mean, I don't know.
Again, I think there's a lot there that they're trying to sell, and they got their bag. So good for them.
All right.
It is. It's like what Sega could do so much more with $1 billion.
I'm just saying,
in my opinion.
Like, when you're talking about companies and what they value, WhatsApp sold for $19 billion.
Wait, what was that?
WhatsApp.
Oh yeah, I know.
For $19 billion.
Well, yeah, sure, but that's like
when you're talking about
that's a different
thing. That's not a game.
That's what I'm not saying it's a game, but I'm saying what companies value. What are we looking at? What companies value? So they're valuing all the user data, right? That's what Facebook bought. User data. So we don't know what else this company has that Sega's valuing. That's what
they want our user data. They want our user data.
Right.
Spending $800 million on user data to sell more Sonic games and Persona games.
I'm just saying you have way more things there that like, I don't necessarily agree. Again, I don't necessarily agree that they're gonna make $800 million back, but there's way more things that maybe they want more mobile market
Listen,
share.
guys,
Maybe they want this other thing. Who knows?
the answer is clear. They spent $800 million on Angry Birds, so we can finally get Sonic and Angry Birds go to the Olympics.
And Mario will be there too. So
And Mario. It's a three-person crossover.
No, I mean, I just think they probably want more mobile dollars, and
I'm sure what they're going for is mobile market.
that's it.
Yeah.
The mobile market is really the moneymaker for all these companies at this
who knows?
point.
They might
so.
buy some virtual reality land and put some birds in there and have them fly around.
Yeah,
The
maybe.
metaverse. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I mean,
Right.
whatever. Sega
All right.
and their
I
money.
mean, it's like again, we don't think Microsoft's making their money back with the Bethesda deal. Like, we don't think there's no way they're making money back with the Activision Blizzard deal if that goes through.
No, absolutely
It's
not. But Microsoft has that money to piss away. Microsoft absolutely has that money to just piss
Sure.
away. Sega does not.
I think they think they'll make money on this with just being in the mobile market.
Like,
more
hold
than
on.
they were.
I actually want to see how much they bought Atlas for back in the day.
Yeah.
Just for
I feel like it
comparison.
was like 20 million, maybe, I don't know, 40 million.
Let me see. Sega buys Atlas.
Can't be worth as much. Like that
No
much.
way. I mean, no way. But it was also
Especially-
back. How many years ago was that already? So.
Mhm.
I mean,
Was
you're
it
talking about different
Sammy?
times.
What's the parent company of Sega?
Sammy. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
Sega
merged.
Sammy.
Didn't they merge? They didn't buy. They merged. I thought. Sega Sammy.
Well,
Yeah,
it's a
they.
parent company. I didn't say anything about
Sammy technically acquired Sega in 2004.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So how much does Sammy have? That's the question. It's not Sega. It's like Sammy's got the money.
Sammy.
What Sammy want with our data? What do they want our customer data for?
Yeah. I mean,
every company wants your data, Jim. They
I
need to
know.
target those ads.
They want more. That's where they get their money. That's it. So. Nothing.
I can't find it easily, so we'll just move on.
All right. Well, that was the last bit of news anyway. So this is it. So.
But I mean, it just goes back to the merger things. Like I said, like every company just trying to fucking acquire companies, and now that it's looking more likely that Microsoft is going to get Activision Blizzard, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. I guarantee you, Sony's gonna buy probably Ubisoft or Square Enix. I think I had the bet or the bold prediction
Yeah,
on Square Enix.
Yeah, that's the other thing is once you start seeing this happen, like these other companies, like, well, I might as well get out and get paid. And
Yeah, I mean, like you said, take the money. We just said that earlier. You're taking that money.
Get your bag,
20%.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, if I was if I was Rovio, absolutely, I'd sell fucking Angry
No question.
Birds.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
whatever. For
You've already
fucking
made tons of money on it. So
Yeah.
it's like, all right, there you go. It's the ultimate cap of everything. So, all right, and that's gonna put a lid on this episode. So that's the end of the news. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate you guys. We're on live on Twitch starting on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. Join us for the MovieCast, Gamecast. If you don't catch us live, YouTube is where all the content is. Go on over there, subscribe to that channel, check back on the old episodes, leave us a comment, a like over there, subscribe, smash that like button, please. Other than that, guys, that's going to wrap up this Tuesday night. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being around, and we'll see you guys next week. We are out.